My roommate's boyfriend used our apartment as his free office, showing up daily, eating my food, using my Wi-Fi, and telling me to keep it down in my own home. He didn't know every client he lost was because of me. It started 4 months ago when Ashley's boyfriend Brian decided our apartment was his personal WeWork. First day, I came home from my shift at the hospital to find him spread across the entire living room. Laptop on the coffee table, papers on the couch, phone charger in my outlet, feet up on our ottoman. "Oh hey," he said, not looking up from his screen. "Ashley said you work days, so I'm using the space for my consulting business." No asking, just declaring. Fine, maybe it was a one-time thing. It wasn't. Every single morning, Brian would let himself in at 7 a.m. with the key Ashley gave him, set up his mobile office, take loud Zoom calls where I could hear him bullshitting clients about strategies and synergy, leave coffee rings on our table, eat our food, use our bathroom, never contributed a cent. I tried talking to Ashley. "Can't Brian work from his own place?" She rolled her eyes. "His roommates are loud and his internet sucks. Besides, you're gone all day. Why do you care?" "Because I pay half the rent for a whole apartment, not 3/4 of one." God, don't be so stingy. He's trying to build his business. I tried being reasonable. Left a nice note asking Brian to keep it to 3 days a week. He ignored it. Asked him to replace the coffee he drank. He brought instant packets. Suggested he could at least clean his dishes. He started using paper plates and leaving them around. The breaking point was when I came home sick one day, and he actually asked me to keep it down because he was on an important call. In my own living room, that's when I changed the Wi-Fi password. Brian texted Ashley immediately. She confronted me that night. "What's your problem? He has client calls scheduled. Then he should schedule them from his apartment. You're being petty and controlling. Change it back." "Sure, he can pay a third of the internet bill and I'll give him the password." She said I was ruining everything and making her relationship harder, but I didn't change it back. Brian started using his phone hotspot, complained constantly about the data limits, so I took it further. See, Brian always took his calls in the same spot by the window. I started timing my lunch breaks to come home during his important meetings. Would make smoothies in the loudest blender possible, play workout videos at full volume, vacuum right next to him. He'd wave frantically for me to stop. I'd mouth, "Sorry, this is my apartment." He started wearing noise-canceling headphones, so I started cooking fish for lunch, microwaved leftover curry, burnt popcorn twice. His clients could definitely smell it through the screen because he kept apologizing for technical difficulties. But the masterpiece was when I found out his biggest client meeting was on Thursday afternoon, the one he'd been preparing for weeks, some startup that could make or break his little consulting firm. I called in a favor with my friend who worked maintenance for the building, scheduled a mandatory apartment inspection for that exact time, gave Ashley the required 24-hour notice the night before. She begged me to reschedule. This is Brian's huge opportunity, not my problem. He has his own apartment. Thursday came, Brian set up early, dressed in his best shirt, papers organized perfectly. 2 o'clock hit. The maintenance guy arrived with 3 other people. "We need to check all outlets, test all faucets, and inspect the windows." Brian went pale. "Can you give me 30 minutes? "Sorry, sir. Scheduled inspection. Are you a resident here?" "No, but then you'll need to step aside while we work." They were thorough. Turned off the power twice to check the breaker, ran loud equipment to test the outlets, opened and closed every window while Brian tried to maintain professionalism on his call. The client kept asking about the background noise. Brian kept apologizing, trying to explain. Then the maintenance guy started asking Brian directly, "Excuse me, who are you? You're not on the lease. I'm working here temporarily. This is a residential unit. You can't run a business here without being on the lease. That's a violation." The client heard everything. Brian lost the account. Ashley screamed at me for 2 hours about how I'd sabotaged Brian's career. "His career shouldn't depend on my living room," I said. "If his business is that fragile, maybe he needs a real office." Brian stopped coming over after that. Found out later he had to rent an actual co-working space. Cost him $400 a month. Ashley said I should feel guilty. I said he should have thought about that before treating my home like his free office. They broke up last month. Ashley blamed me for that too. But my living room is finally mine again. And the new roommate I'm interviewing tomorrow? The first question is whether their boyfriend has a job and where he works.